First and foremost, thank you very much, everyone, for joining us this afternoon, especially on a Friday afternoon. All right, I guess everyone is joining today to get to know how to launch your online marketplace with zero cost. So hopefully that will get everyone excited about this. We're going to go through four key takeaways. Number one is that what is online marketplace? Uh, I guess some of you may know what it is. Some of you may still try to learn what is online marketplace. And second thing is actually why businesses should integrate online and offline marketplace. Yeah, and we'll definitely share about this as well. And third one is actually how online marketplace can help you create your next success. And last but not least is that how to start your online marketplace at zero cost. So those are the four key takeaways that we will be sharing today. Okay, with that, let me just quickly go to the next slide. Is that what is an online marketplace? From the name, most of you can probably guess that if you are new to online marketplace, is that it is online. And number two is that it is a marketplace, right? Just like a market where we normally go to, or you can think of it in a modern version is like a online mall or a market e-mall, right? So it's a type of e-commerce web platform that helps vendors, right? The vendors are the sellers. Sometimes we call them the sellers. Sometimes we call them the merchants. Sometimes we call them the providers, and as well as potential buyers, right? Which will find each other online rather than offline or physically, and then they interact, they do business. Yeah. So I guess most of us in Asia are very familiar with online marketplace today, especially with the pervasiveness of online marketplace such as Lazada, Shopee, Amazon of the world, right? So next, I'm going to show you how basically some of the popular online marketplace which is in the world today, such as I guess most of you probably know all of this because they're so popular nowadays, is such from Taobao, which is a part of our Alibaba group, which is a B2C, yeah, business and consumer marketplace, and Alibaba, which is what started the, I guess, one of the very first online marketplace movement in China, yeah, Alibaba, and definitely Amazon, which as everyone probably know well is that the richest guy in the world today is actually Jeff Bezos, right? So he's already hit, I think, close to 200 billion, over 200 billion, depending on the stock price and share price on that day. And for our part of the world, definitely everyone is very familiar with Lazada and as well as Shopee. So one very unique or a difference between different type of online marketplace is that this is what we call a general online marketplace. Basically what it means is that it sells everything, right? Everything that you pretty much want, you can get it from either one of this store, except on Alibaba, which is more for B2B. Next, you're going to be able to see, for online marketplaces, they actually consist of four components, right? So in order to start an online marketplace, especially in the past, it normally takes quite a bit of effort and a lot of investment. That's why a lot of companies, even from Alibaba, when they first started, they had to go to SoftBank, went to Yahoo of the world to actually raise a lot of fund, right? Because one of the major part of online marketplace, without that, there's no online marketplace such as Amazon, Alibaba of the world, is that you got to set up the platform, the online marketplace platform. It is just like, imagine we're in a physical world. It's basically like we're building a physical mall, but virtually. So it's going to take time, right? It's going to take time to build a huge mall. And imagine this mall compared to the physical mall that we have, whether in Malaysia or in Singapore or in Thailand, in any parts of Asia, right? It's unlimited. It can be unlimited in terms of size. And it got to be able to scale to the global level. So versus a physical mall at least has a scope, right? as a scope where you know exactly how many square footage that you're going to have. For example, Mid Valley is about including gardens, is about 2 million square foot, right? So, but online marketplace, if you're going to be very successful, then you got to be able to scale all the way to unlimited number of users, unlimited number of merchants, unlimited number of products. So that's only the first part of the online marketplace, where you got to build the online marketplace platform, which in the past normally take a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of technical know-how, a lot of technology, a lot of money, right? And most 99% of the people on this planet Earth won't be able to do it, and not be able to do it even if you're technically sound. You got to have a lot of investment to actually get it going, right? On top of that, not only you got to have the online marketplace platform built, you also got to have the integration with the payment gateway, so that people can actually easily just pay it online, right? Because if it's an online marketplace, you want to be able to pay online easily, whether it's through your online account, or whether it's through, like in Malaysia, you can pay through Boost, you can pay through credit cards, you can pay through Touch and Go, and so forth, so on and so forth. So the payment gateway integration is another major part of online marketplace platform that has to be integrated well. On top of that, because it's online, once you buy online, what does it have to happen? It has to be delivered, right? It has to be delivered to either to your house or to your office, or to wherever you are, whether it's locally or domestically or globally. So it has to be integrated again with the logistic players, which from internationally, from DHL of the world to FedEx of the world, to locally, such as a Ninja Van, CityLink, TNT of the world, right? So you got to be sort of a complete online marketplace just on the platform itself. It consists of three major components. One is the online platform where buyers and sellers can come together, virtually, online. Second thing, it must be integrated with a payment gateway, so that it can be paid online easily, no matter where you are. And thirdly, it got to be integrated with the logistic players, so that it can be delivered. That's the last mile, right? So those three components have to work very well together. Hence, it takes a lot of effort, a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of technical know-how, a lot of business know-how to actually bring all three components together. So the good news about today, what we're sharing, is that the platform, we are the platform provider. All this will be taken care of it for you at zero cost, right? So that is a fantastic, I guess, changes compared to in 1994 when Jeff Bezos started Amazon, right, back in the US. All right, the second place is that while you have all the platform, there's the second component of it is called the operator. Someone needs to operate it. So traditionally, when online marketplace first started, like Amazon, like Alibaba, like even lately the Taobao, Lazada, Shopee of the world, they all operate their own online marketplace. So that is a traditional model, right? Where Lazada will operate their own online marketplace, where Taobao will operate their own online marketplace, where Alibaba will operate their own online marketplace. So operator is that's where you come in, right? You either as a business, you as an entrepreneur, you as someone who wants to build a business, a startup. That's where you come in as an operator or online of the online marketplace. Just imagine like in the mall, right? You have a mall, but you do need to have a mall management to manage the whole mall, right? From the renter of the shop lots, to the food court, to the traffic, to the security, to the parking. Similarly, right? On an online marketplace, the operator, the operator has to do is actually same thing with the physical mall. You have to bring the seller in, right? The merchant, which is actually selling products on your marketplace. So the work of the operator, just like in a mall, the management of a mall, is to basically bring the tenants to come in to the mall, right? So that the mall is not empty. So that there's a merchant which is inside the mall, so that they can attract the fourth group, which is the customers or buyer or the shoppers to come in, right? So that is fundamentally how an online marketplace operate. So you got to have a platform, you got to have an operator, and once you have an operator is the person or is the company or is the group or is the business that brings the merchant in so that it attracts the shopper or the buyers to come in. All right, so hopefully this is very clear for everyone. So I've explained it, I've gone through it, basically what a platform provider is. So basically a platform, an online platform is basically bringing the buyers and the sellers together, right? With the payment gateway, with the logistic or delivery services so that the buyer and seller can transact together virtually no matter where they are, all right? Then you got to have operator, as I mentioned just now, it's just like the management of a mall. And definitely there are some major tasks, it's just like any management or any operator of a mall or of an online marketplace, right? You got to plan, you got to organize, you got a strategy, you got to lead, and do all the things that operator, running a business, basically running a business, right? Online marketplace is a business, right? And then you got to have a merchant, basically the seller to come in so that they can provide the product and services online virtually. And last but not least, the customers, which I've explained it, where you come in to buy. And the reason why you want to go to a certain mall, or the reason why you want to go to a certain online marketplace, there must be a reason to attract you to come in, right? So what can you sell on an e-marketplace or online marketplace? Everything, right? Just that's why Amazon today is actually started from a bookseller online. That's how Jeff Bezos started Amazon, just as a bookseller. But towards the end of, I think after the dot-com bust, for some of you who might be too young to understand this, who have not gone through the dot-com bust in the end of 1999 and 2000 period. So after that, I think along 2000 plus, he got a feedback from his customer saying that, why can't I buy this on Amazon as well besides buying books? That's where the aha moment came in from Jeff Bezos. That's why he started to transform Amazon from just a bookseller, online bookseller, to anything store today. That's why Amazon today is one of the largest online marketplaces in the world, and that has made Jeff Bezos the richest guy in the history of mankind so far, and about 26 years right now. Yeah. So, but online marketplace doesn't have to be everything store like what Amazon has done, because that takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, and nobody can actually do it like what Amazon has done or like what Taobao, Shopee, Lazada has done, right? So it takes too much money, too much capital. So usually the next wave of online marketplace is actually what we call a niche or vertical online marketplace, right? That could be B2B, business to business online marketplace that focus on specific segment or industry, or it can be B2C, business to consumer, same thing, focus on specific products or services, and then it could be C2C as well, which is from customer to customers. So some of the examples, which I'll give a lot more later, is fresh fruits. You can be, for someone who, especially during this period of time, health is becoming, I guess, as the COVID-19 pandemic, which is unprecedented in mankind history, is probably a wake-up moment, or awakening moment for most of us, thinking better or thinking more seriously about our health. So, in fact, what most of our businesses has gone down during this period of time, but some businesses has gone up during this period of time. Definitely technology is one of them. As you can see, NASDAQ has been going crazy, has going bonkers, except until the last few days where it actually some adjustment, right? NASDAQ has gone bonkers because it's an all tax play, right? So, but a lot of other businesses are getting hit, but healthcare products are doing well. People are starting to take better care of themselves because of the COVID, because of the pandemic. So the online marketplace it doesn't have to be everything store like what Lazada, what Shopee, what Amazon is doing. It could be very focused, very vertical, very niche, right? Even things like cleaning services, right? Especially at this point in time, disinfection services, which is very important for business to get back to operating again, to fulfill the SOP as well, right? Standard operating procedures in most countries, like in Malaysia. In order to open your shop, you got to have SOP. In order to, even for citizens to go out to shop or to work, you got to have your face mask, you got to do social distancing, you got to do this and that when you go into a shop, all right? So disinfection services could be another services that could be very important, whether definitely right now, but even down the road in the future, right? And gadgets, which is forever popular, right? You can have a very specialized online marketplace which focusing on very certain products that you can't even get it from Amazon, you can't even get it from Shopee, right? So it could be something which is very, very unique electronic gadget, which is a specific target for a very specific segment of market. And then secondhand game console for young people. This could be another online marketplace that Amazon is not going to focus on it. Even if they have it, they might not be very focused on it. So the good thing about vertical online marketplaces is that you could be very focused and you could do very well, even versus the big guys who could be doing part of it because it's just a very small part of their business. All right. So I hope I've basically managed to shed some light on what is online marketplace to everyone. And secondly, why business should integrate. If you have an offline business, even if you don't have an offline business, a lot of businesses are still offline today. In fact, during the last 6 months, most businesses who are offline definitely are being hit really hard, right? Because nobody can even interact with them or do business with them because they are not online. So whereas online marketplace or online world or e-commerce has grown like crazy. In fact, the trend will continue to grow. But if you look at actual data, depending on the country, but on average, e-commerce or online commerce compared to the whole commerce in the world is still consisting of about 10 to 15%. So China will definitely be higher, but average, you are still looking at 10 to 15%. What it means is that 90% or 85% of the businesses, whether it's retail or whether it's B2B, are still being transacted offline. But online will continue to grow. So the question is, for those businesses who are offline today, what do you need to do? Or if you don't have an online business, what do you need to help them to start going to online? Because a lot of the offline business owners are struggling today, not knowing what to do. All right? So why integrate? Why do you want to integrate online, offline? Definitely one of the things in fact, most people say is because of pandemic, nobody can go out, have social distancing, everything, right? Absolutely. COVID has actually fastened the trend to move to online. But the trend or the wave of going e-commerce or online commerce is not today. It has started to happen way back when internet started. That's how Jeff Bezos started with internet. That's why Jeff Bezos quit a high-paying job in a hedge fund in Wall Street before he's 30 years old and started selling books on internet. And he always say that at that time, he only thinks he had 30% chance of success, right? And the rest is history. So COVID definitely has accelerated the online adoptions. Whether you like it or not, online is going to continue to grow. And there's still a lot of opportunities for the online players to continue to grow in different segments, especially the vertical segment, whether it's B2B, B2C, or C2C of the online marketplace. Why is it so? As I think everyone probably heard about the big shifts, right? There are many shifts which are already happening, which is already happening starting from the era of internet. But more importantly, there's many shifts which is already happening. All these shifts are happening due to a few things. At the end, fundamentally, it's internet, it's mobile, it's cloud computing, right? So now and then we're moving forward. We're looking at even more advanced technology which is coming to our world. For example, artificial intelligence, AI. Yeah, is a buzzword today. Everyone will start talking about AI. Even if you don't understand what is AI, you got to know what AI is, right? At least the word AI. Everyone is talking about IoT, Internet of Things, right? Yeah, and everyone is talking about blockchain technology. So all this will continue to fasten the shifts. So whether we like it or not, whether we like to put our head as an ostrich in the sand, the world will still continue to move forward. Yeah. So unless you always prefer to live in the jungle or live in the village forever, then we don't have to care about all this thing which is happening around us. So everyone needs to start understanding the big shift, because especially for the younger generation, this is where your future holds, right? So the shift one is definitely, I have 10 shifts that I will share, but I'm going to share only 3 shifts, which is really happening rapidly, especially right now. The shift from a physical world, physical experience to an online, to a virtual experience. Before COVID hit, a lot of people think that, hey, how can we do virtual real estate, right? It's close to impossible. Yes, you will never be as good as being there physically, being there personally. But a lot of times, if you are creative enough, it's the second best choice that you can have, right? So in business, there's no perfect situations. There's no ideal situations that even we ourselves were not perfect. I wish to see any one of us here who are perfect, put out your hand, right? So there's no perfect world. We just got to be perfect in an imperfect world, right? As much as we can. So from the virtual world, it's going to starting to take over, especially because of COVID. A lot of things which used to be happening on the physical world because of COVID now has to start happening on the virtual world, just like what we're doing today, right now, or right here, right? Webinar, all right? I mean, how many of us have actually even participated or partake in a webinar before COVID happened? Probably close to zero, right? Some of us who have worked in the technology world probably has done it, even using WebEx way back, but it's just on and off, right? But because of COVID, it's happened almost every day. Everything is on VC right now. Whether it's Zoom, whether it's WebEx, whether it's the Microsoft Teams, whether it's Google or whatever, right? So does it reduce your productivity? Depends on the person that you speak to. Whereas for me, it has become very productive. I cut at least 4 hours wasted time on traffic, because every time when you're in KL, as you probably know, I'm based in Kuala Lumpur. So if you go out for a meeting, especially if you hit into rush hour, all right, the 10 minutes or 20 minutes travel can take you an hour, right? If you're lucky, sometimes. If I'm unlucky, if it's a rainy day, it probably will take you about 1.5 hours to get there. And then by the time you finish for 1 hour meeting, you'll come back another hour to an hour and a half, just for one meeting. So that 1.5 to 2 hours to 3 hours, actually right now, today, it become my meetings virtually already. So it depends on how you look at things, depends on how you move with things, it depends on how you adopt and adapt. As Charles Darwin always say, in terms of theory of evolution, right? It is not the strongest or the smartest or the fastest that survive, but it is the one that's most adaptable to change. So that doesn't apply to just the biggest mammal in the world or biggest animal in the world or biggest species in the world like dinosaurs in the past, but it applies to us as a human being as well. Yeah. So the shift from physical to virtual will continue to grow, especially with the maturing of technologies such as augmented reality, AR, with a 3D. All this will start coming on board, right? No, I'm not saying that nothing will beat a face-to-face, person-to-person. Like I always say, right? Sometimes it can be even better, but sometimes it's not ideal. But it's a world that we have to continue to adjust, adopt, and adapt. If you look at most of the younger generations today, anything they do, where did they start with? They whip up their handphone, their mobile phone. The other day I was asking my son, do you need a TV for your new room, right? He's working. He started working right now, right? He's not staying with us right now. So I was asking, do you have a TV in your apartment? He said no. I said, then do you watch TV at all? Do you follow news? He said no. I said yes. I said, then how do you do that? I said, I just use my mobile and my laptop. Those are the changes, right? That is happening with a lot of younger generation. The shift number 2, which is happening today, is actually everything is started to move from local to being global right now. So even if you have started to buy or you bought things from Lazada and from Shopee, whether it's in Malaysia or whether it's Singapore, you probably realize that it's actually. Hello, can you hear me? Bro, can you hear me well? I heard some background noise.
Can hear you.
Yeah. So a lot of businesses actually, when we buy things, we're actually buying things. Can someone please off mute your mic, please? I think it's having some background noise. Thank you. So that we can the rest of our participant can hear it properly. I'm still hearing some background noise. Yeah, I think Corinthians. Yeah, someone by the name of Corinthians. If you don't, please mute your mic. Thank you. Right, yeah. So when you're buying things from Lazada, in fact, my wife also has to first forced to start buying things. Corinthians, I think your mic is still on. If you have no choice, we have to invite you
It's
up.
okay. I didn't.
Right, yeah. Okay, good. So when my wife was forced to actually start buying online, she's one of the person who will be last things to buy online. But during this period of time, she has no choice but to start ordering groceries and everything online, right? But what happened is that after she starts ordering stuff online, in fact, even stuff which is not grocery, for example, some of the household item which is not in a rush to get it, she actually found that, hey, actually, even if they deliver all the way from China, which the things for Lazada and Shopee, most of the vendors or merchants are based in China. And even though it may take about a week or two, but if you are not in a rush of getting the things, number one, it's a lot cheaper. Number two, the quality and variety is a lot better than what you can get locally. Number three, the service level is actually pretty good, even if you try to speak there, try to communicate with them on the chat, as they know that the chat is pretty translated, right, from Chinese to English. It's still pretty good. They're very on time. So my questions to our local merchants, right? If you do not change, if your price, you are selling the same items as what is being sold on Lazada or Shopee, right? And they're much cheaper than what you're selling. How are you going to compete? How are you going to compete with that? Number two, if their service level, even when they're based in China, right, can even be better than when it's based in Malaysia, Singapore, or Thailand, or Indonesia, how are you going to compete with that, right? So all these things are starting to change from a local based businesses to a global based business right now, just like Amazon, right? So everyone in the US is a big country, will start buying from Amazon. That's why Amazon, in order to shorten their Amazon Prime delivery to 1 day or 2 days, they start building a lot of warehouses nearby. Yeah. So the local businesses, which used to be an advantage for being local, but if the local advantage is not being used, then no one's going to be patronage or continue to buy from you when they can get better deals, better value, better service from global sellers. So that's a shift number two, which is already happening, and it will be faster and faster, and more variety as well. When you look at online, when you go to Lazada and Shopee, you can actually you can see a lot more styles, a lot more formats, a lot more whatever, right? Products from everywhere in the world, right? And the shift number three is that online, when it's physical or offline, there's limited hours. Even in the mall, 10 to 10, that's the maximum hours, your operation hours that you can have, right? And nobody's going to work for you for 24/7 without overtime pay. And that is a labor abuse, right? So those are the challenge. Those are issues. In fact, that's why Amazon, even Taobao, even Lazada and Shopee has a lot of advantage. Why they can sell a lot cheaper? Definitely for a few reasons. Number one, their cost of operations is a lot lower because the merchant doesn't even have to rent anything. Anytime you rent a store in the mall in Mid Valley, you're talking about 10,000 to 30,000 and above, easily, right? Depending on the size, and you cannot operate 24/7, and you're limited in terms of your shelf space. But when you start moving to online, it's basically 24/7. It's automated and it's self-service and it's never sleep and it's cheaper. So those are the shifts that is happening. If you are offline, you're still thinking that I'm going to continue to do offline and not thinking about change and not thinking about adapting, then start thinking seriously again. All right. So in order to do that, you especially at this crisis moment where a lot of businesses are getting hit, is number one is definitely learn how to survive, right? Like walking on a string, right? Yeah, which you got to balance yourself from the cash flow to your to your customers, to your suppliers, to your supply chain, and everything. All right, you got to learn how to survive. But you only after you are able to survive, you got to learn how to sustain your current business, right? Yeah. So sustain is difficult because especially at this point in time. So you got to think about, what are you going to continue to do the same thing as you have done over and over again, expecting a different result, especially during this period of time? No, right? As Albert Einstein said, right? Insanity, the definition of insanity is keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. That's called insanity. Gila, all right, in Malay. So you can't keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result in order to succeed. So mindset has to be changed, heart set has to be changed, and your soul set has to be changed as well, right? In order to survive, sustain, and succeed, whether it's today or whether it's tomorrow. So the third key takeaways is actually how online marketplace can actually help you create your next success. I'm going to give you some few examples quickly. I'm taking a little bit more time right now. The 10 ways online marketplace can help you to create your next success. If you are seriously understanding that online commerce is the way to go moving forward, these are the 10 ways that online marketplace can help you to create your next success. Number one, zero investment. Well, from us, right? As I said, if you're going to start your own online, you can always go out and start your online and things like that. Yeah. Okay. Richard, what do you want? Yeah. Okay. So it's good investment, unlimited potential, right? Unlimited upside. So there's zero investment from your side. You just have to be the operator and know what the business you want to, what the vertical market you want to be in. And especially if you're already in that business, or you're already doing consulting for that business, or you think there's a new niche that you want to target, just start with that. There's no cost for you to start. Which in the past, when Amazon, when Jeff Bezos, when Alibaba have started, they have to raise billions of dollars in order to just start it. Today, zero investment, unlimited potential. We work with you on a revenue share basis. All right. Number two is that no physical stores required. Don't have the headache of any physical store at all. Now, no expensive renters to worry about. I'm sure you have a lot of friends who are struggling, who are suffering right now because of their rent, right? Whether it's in the mall or whether it's there in any shop lots, right? Number three, not limited to local customer anymore. If you are only selling in Singapore, then you don't have to sell in Singapore anymore. Lazada, Shopee sell everywhere. Amazon sell everywhere. Taobao can now is everywhere as well in Asia, right? Number four, as we mentioned just now, 24/7 shopping is always open. The only stores that the physical store that's always open 24/7 are 7-Eleven, right? Chances are. Even that is not open all the time. Number five, self-service business. You don't have to have a salesperson, a guy, basically manning your stores, physical store, which you have to pay over time. You don't have to worry about all these things. Even when you sleep, people can continue to buy. And from different time zone, especially young people. Normally they will start buying only after 12 midnight, when most stores are closed, right? And it's digital and it's automated. And number six is right, convenience. With online marketplace, it's very convenient. It's very easy to right? But you must have a good business strategy. That's why in order to operate with us, partnering with us on your specific online or vertical online marketplace, we do require you to go through a discovery call, right? To see whether we are a fit for you, as well as whether you are fit for us as well. All right. So I think that's fair, yeah, because this is a business partnership. So it's convenience, it's fast, it's value for money. All right. And next one is a scalable business model. As I said earlier, even if you build a shopping mall which will cost you hundreds of millions, yeah, if not billion, you cannot scale after that. You can scale, but you have to construct it again, right? But for online marketplace, if you are successful, if you hit a jackpot, right, then you can scale all the way to globally, right? So it's a very scalable business model compared to a physical or offline business. And you can operate from anywhere, right? You don't have to be tied down by, you got to be in a certain country. You got to be in, not just certain country, even Malaysia is a pretty big size country. You know, to visit a store in KK, it takes a day to travel there, right? And back and forth, right? And you cannot operate from anywhere. No way if you have a physical store. But online marketplace, you have a lifestyle that you can ask for, right? And most importantly, it's a sunrise business. It's just starting. It is the beginning of a new shift. It is the beginning of the way culture is being shaped right now. and it is a historic shift. And last but not least, online marketplace, if you do it well, if you know what you're doing, it can give you the freedom, the lifestyle, not the work in your business, but the business will work for you. Instead of you working for the business, let the business work for you so that you have the freedom, the lifestyle, that why you start, why you build business, why you have a startup in the first place. I hope it makes sense. Last but not least, okay, how to start your online marketplace at zero cost. Okay, very, very simple. Start with us, but that's why we need a discovery call with you. You got to start with a niche marketplace, right? Narrow your focus, not trying to be all things to all people. The all things to all people are all taken up by Amazon, by Taobao, by Lazada, by Shopee of the world. You don't have to compete that. You actually need to focus on narrow your niche where Lazada or Shopee cannot touch you. Be the expert and attract more profitable business to your more profitable customers to your business. It's not about quantity, it's about the quality of play, right? When you go to a next wave of online marketplace. Let me show you some example, right? For example, on home repair, you can actually have an online marketplace just for home repair, specifically maybe for retirees, right? Who needs to have a compliant renovations, specifically for retirees. And as you know, in a lot of Asian countries, the golden senior citizens market is growing. So it could be anything for senior citizens, right? And or it could be anything for house flippers in Klang Valley or in Singapore or in Penang, right? Start with that very niche marketplace first and grow from there, because you can scale once you can prove your case, right? And people who live in your neighborhood people who live in your neighborhood and over 30 years old. So you can focus on certain demographic or certain segments as well. Catering, right? You can cater to online service that cater to parents of kids with an upcoming 16th birthday. Very, very niche. But if you do it very well, then everyone, when think about 16th birthday, will come to a 16th birthday online marketplace. Anything that you want is about celebrating birthday, right? So it's very specific. Lazada, Shopee is not going to be that. You got to build your reputation based on very niche. So I'm not going to go through every one of them. Law firm, yeah, even your law, even your personal trainer, even if you're a physical therapist, everything. So it's not just about products, but it's services as well. Got it? Okay. So I'm going to show you some of the successful listed niche online marketplace. In fact, this is just a few of them. In fact, there's many on you can just go and do a search on NASDAQ or on NYSE. You're going to see a lot of them. Etsy, which focus on vintage items, or some of you may have even maybe using it as well, or things that have created handicraft. And it's their worth market as of last night is 13.92 US billion, right? You can be a US billionaire if you want to. Carvana, selling used car, is worth 31.37 billion right now. Okay? Wayfair, for those of you who have lived in the US, you've probably seen the advertisement. Home furnishing, everything's online. They sent to you, right? It's worth 27 billion right now, yesterday. Chewy just started about 2 years ago, listed about a year ago. Pet food, everything about pet food and products is worth about 27 billion US dollars right now. Right? You don't have to worry about Lazada or Shopee. Blue Apron, they just focus on ingredients and recipe for making meals at home. So they delivered a box and the recipe and all the ingredients, you just cook it, right? They are not billions, but they're still about 130 million US dollars. Not bad, right? Okay. And Peloton, I'm sure some of you have seen about it, heard about it. It's focusing on workouts. Yeah, and they started with a bike, exercise bike. But what is the difference? It's Stream Life. There's a coach which is right there to work with you, right? All on demand. And today they just same thing, went listed, I think last year. Now they are worth 26.26 billion US dollars. This is just some of the very few newer examples. In fact, there's a lot more. You're talking about Agoda. You're talking about a lot of the travel online marketplace, which has been around for a long time. Those are all online marketplace. All right. So just quickly to sum up, we are a GoSmack. We are actually a cloud CRM company with real-time analytics. So we have we have 10 different modules, from video CRM to reward CRM to referral CRM to online to offline. Today we're only talking about the online basically technology platform that we have, and including combined with our marketplace, right? So we're combining some of our modules to build a different platform for you, right? So, and then we have Fuelforce CRM with Service CRM, Receipt CRM, and Contact CRM. A lot of you probably don't even understand what those are. We actually do our webinar on a weekly basis every Friday. Is it either 10 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, SGM Malaysian time, right? It's basically to help company to grow and will help companies to grow their profitability as well. All right. So as Hillary Clinton, in fact, I guess she probably copied from, or she rephrased it from Winston Churchill, which basically says that never waste a good crisis. Whether we are in a crisis, whether we are not in a crisis today, never waste a good crisis. In fact, if you look at the history, a lot of times from 18 months or 2 years from now, you probably see a lot of new millionaires or even billionaires who will be born out of this crisis. So the question is that, will you be one of them? All right. So now we're going to do to a very quick demo. Tay, do you think you can do it in 10 minutes time? Just don't need to go to technical, just show them some of the templates we have.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, Tay, over to you. Yeah, then I'll come back to me. I'll close it up. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I've taken a lot of time because I think it's important for everyone to understand. I think the technical part of it only after you call us, so we do a discovery call. If it's a fit for both parties, then we'll definitely let you look at the all the platforms that we already have that we can actually you can easily just run it. What we need from you is actually what is your business model? Yeah, what strategy do you have? What market are you targeting on? Right? We're only open to 10 partners for the first phase. Okay, over to you, Tay.
Okay, thank you very much for the sharing, Mr. Michael.
All right.
Okay. Hi everyone. Good afternoon. So now I'm going to start a live demo. I just will show you the sort of template that we made. So once you have an account, you just proceed to log in. So here are some of the CRM module that Michael mentioned earlier, where you can utilize it to engage with customer further. And then here for today, I will show the e-marketplace. So when you click inside, you'll see there are 4 templates that we have created in the past. So here I'm going to show you the global template. So what does the global marketplace do is basically is a bulk selling marketplace where people can buy a large quantity of merchandise while paying cheaper price compared to like you buy 25 of them individually, but when you buy them in a box, in a carton or in a single unit, then they will cost cheaper instead of buying them one by one. So here you can filter up based on what you need, declare the different category, and then when you find something interested, you can click it, and then you can view the detail. So now, while maintaining SOP, when you put the merchandise online, you also can put in the detail explaining what it's all about, what ingredient they may in, and then the price, everything. So here the minimum quantity. So instead of having usually the bulk selling involving you have to purchase certain quantity, then here at the back end you can set at least 20 of them for one single transaction. So if you're interested, you can add to cart. So now I add account 1. And then here another is a share and earn, is a affiliation program where if you as a customer find this product this merchandise very interesting, you share it with your friends and family, and then when they purchase the merchandise through the link that you have shared, not only you find yourself a new customer, but at the same time you the person who helped to promote the merchandise also receive some part of it as a commission, and this encourages them to keep on sharing with their friends and family, and then you get more customers. Then we proceed to the okay. So here, once you see everything is okay, like you can put CTD and then the device, everything will calculate. Then you check out. So because I already logged in already, so all my details I can preview, so I don't have to fill in the form again. So next, you can look at the detail and see that it is okay. Then you can choose what payment that you want to make. And you can place the order. So here is a set example of credit card payment. So now everything is so as this demo, I can just click cancel. So it just tell me the order is cancelled. And then here you can view the detail that are in place, like this 377. When you click inside, so this foreign item that you have made so far, and then it's still processing. But so what I'm going to do, me as a administrator, I will go to the back. Well, have you approved it?
Yes, I have approved.
Okay, so let's say all the things are already being processed, completed. So my colleague log already as a operator. If in case usually your organization will have operator that are monitor behind the scene, or because sometimes people have their own delivery services that they wish to handle themselves, and then once everything is done, they can update the status of the item, and then now user, let's assume I already received the merchandise and I already tested it. It's very good. Now I can proceed to review it. So I can process file. Then I can choose the attachment as a evidence. So I can, in case it's not whatever, you also can remove it. As you can see the cancel here, then you can submit the review. Okay, so the review has been submitted. So when you go to this item, so now you notice now it become 2 rating. As you can see, now it appear at the review. So now based on the feedback given by the user, you can continue to engage with them, trying to improve the services or the product based on the feedback. And then next, so now it's a end-to-end process from the user perspective part. So now we move on here. So once every time user visit the site or making a purchase or transaction, we constantly track the data and then start compile them into a statistic or dashboard where you're able to view from here, like what time they usually purchase the merchandise, and then what kind of product they interested the most, and then from here you can study their behavior and then the buying pattern, and then from there you will plan accordingly the campaign and then promote it vigorously so that it attract more attention. So at least you know what's your goal is, what's your target to focus on. And then here are the top 10 product that is on most purchased by the consumer. So here number of purchase, and then the number of view, how many times this person view the merchandise, everything. So and then as the dashboard currently is being updated, so I'm going to show you some examples. So basically it looks like this. Once every data is compiled, it will show you the statistics where they come from, usually what country they purchase from, because we check based on the IP. So we know approximately usually from which country they purchase the most, and then what devices they use to do the services. You see. So here you can put example like the product merchant that purchase, and here's the duration. So yeah. So that's basically for the first platform. And then so that's the end-to-end. So everything is captured. So the whole end-to-end ecosystem now available. So now you need to figure out what sort of marketplace that you wish to start. So you just have to know what specialty there are. Just as Martha shared earlier, like there are many type of e-marketplace. You do not need to compete with Lazada. You don't need to compete with Shopee, as those are very big e-marketplace. But instead, you can start your own very small or specialty, specific marketplace. For example, let's say you're already in the vegetarian food business, you can actually start vegetarian e-marketplace. So just like this Go Makan. So here I can basically start my own vegetarian course where I post all the vegetarian or other egg product, something like that. And then, or you can even start with pet e-marketplace to sell all the pet lover in this country or anywhere in the world, right? So all these niches very specific or very specialized in marketplace, where you can't find anywhere in Shopee or Lazada. So yeah, since we almost out of time, so I conclude
Yeah.
my live demo
Hey,
here.
can you just show the cars one quickly, and then just the NGO, just the front page. Yeah, the templates here.
Okay. So here are another two template where if you are part of the NGO where you want to start, because these days a lot of NGOs still paper based, like we have few clients that wish to move to online so that they can monitor their donation or much more efficient. So usually sometimes they do it by the paper. So some record are missing along the years, so they're unable to track back. But whereas when people donate to online, all the data are tracked at the back, including the name, email, telephone number, and then the amount of donation. And then when you want to compile those records within the month, immediately the system do it automatically. You can make it automatically, or you can request it manually without you having to go and manually do the calculation yourself. And then they also sometimes they receive donation in the form of merchandise. They can proceed for sales also, as you can see here. And then as for cars, so let's say you open a car platform, so you can not only sell car, you can even sell accessory, insurance, what's the service maintenance that you provided, or even finance. And then here, customer can do all the sales services without you having to personally entertain them. You might quite occupied with some project or some other customer, and then they can do what they did here and even register themselves. So when I go inside here, they can just filter the new car, used car, and everything. So these are the template that we created so far that we want to show you this template. So that conclude my live demo. So I pass it back to Rob, the NC.
Thank you very much, Mr. for the wonderful demo, live demo. So now let me share my screen quickly. Okay. So now let's move to question and answer session. So audience, if you have any questions, you can right away drop your question to our chat box, and we will be happy to answer for your questions. Or else you can also send your questions to our in our WhatsApp group if you don't have right now the questions. So feel free to ask the questions. So our team will help you to answer.
Bro, I guess there's no questions for now, but let me just quickly share off and then finish it off because I think we are share my screen right now because I think we're 5 minutes over time. Right. Well, apologize again for the technical issues in the beginning. So can y'all see the screen right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I guess if there's no Q&A, I just want to basically move on. Yeah. So do join our Global Business Network by just scanning the QR code so that you are in the loop of what's happening. And also our presentations recording will be shared. The link was shared in the GBN, Global Business Network WhatsApp group link there. And also the future invites and also our weekly webinar and also our networking will all be there, right? So last but not least, first of all, I'd like to basically just share this quote from Mary Kay Ash, right? So most of you probably heard about Mary Kay, yeah. So she used to say, actually, there are three types of people in this world. Those who make things happen, that's one type, right? But it's a small percentage of them. Those who watch things happen, many of them, and a lot of time complain things. And last but not the least, those who don't know what the heck has happened, or those who wonder what happened. So we all have a choice. Yeah, we all have a choice in this world. I hope those of you who are joining us today are the first type, which is make things happen. So as Mary Kay said herself, she has always chosen to be in the first group, which is the group that those who make things happen. So with that, I want to thank you, everyone, for joining us this afternoon. Your call to action, if you think this is something in terms of fulfilling what I call be a wave riders or be a shift changers, or taking on the biggest trends which is happening in the world right now. Our lifetime, many a times in a lifetime, we'll see a few big shifts, a few big trends, which happens or which is happening, and a lot of times we just miss it without doing anything about it. So the biggest trend of from offline to online, yeah, and then from the general marketplace to a niche marketplace is happening as we speak. And I've given you a lot of examples. And so if you are interested to start chasing your dream, what I call the dream chasers, right? Do go to goldenrod.com/discovery call. In fact, Raul, please type this into the chat box as well.
I sent it.
Send it in the chat box. So click on it, just register for a discovery call with us. Then we will have a call to understand the plan so that we can see whether we are a fit for you and whether you are fit for us as well, right? So with that, thank you everyone, and I'll see you in our future webinar, and I wish you the very best at this time. But at any crisis, this is probably the best time to create the new future of yourself or for your community or for your family. With that, wish you well, take good care, and keep well. Thank you. Bye-bye.